Line of duty. Let Mr. and Mrs. Hoban tell you what line of duty means to them.
Well, I received a telephone call from a union official telling us that Chris had been injured in the line of duty, and they took us right up to the hospital, St. Luke's Hospital in Harlem. And we stayed there for about an hour, and then Mayor Koch and Commissioner Ward came in and gave us the bad news. It was very hard to take that. But the real hard part of it is right now, and especially in the first 3 months, when Chris was home and he would have be watching the basketball game or the football game on a Saturday afternoon. I used to love to go and get him some sandwiches, and he'd have some sandwiches and milk, and then he'd fall asleep on the couch without any blanket on him. I used to love to kiss him on the cheek and cover him with a blanket, and then go out with my wife somewhere. Well, the hard part of that is I can't do that anymore, and it's very sad. And I think of that a lot. But there's so many fond memories I have of him.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You tell me you have another son.
2 more sons.
Well, one of them, I hear, wanted to be a policeman.
Both of them want to be policemen.
And what's your answer to them after this tragedy that happened to you?
Well, I'm not... I'd love to see them go on the police department and follow in Chris's footsteps, not necessarily being killed, but what my fear of anything happening to my boys would be on a daily basis, the crime in the streets. I was just relating to somebody today how my son has a garage, and when he has to go in and put his car away at night, he has to go through a chain link fence, open it up, of course, and then open the garage door. And right there is a crack alley. And these guys that's on crack have no judgment at all, just like the man who killed my son. He had no judgment at all. And they will kill anybody, and they don't care who it is. So my immediate thoughts about any danger on the police department is nothing compared to the immediate danger to all of us in the streets.
Let's see if we can go to the congressman. Have the congressman tell us, you've heard a lot about killings, cops trying to do their job, being killed. You see widows, you see parents devoid of their sons and daughters and husbands. Tell the audience what you're trying to do to put a little dent in this carnage that's going on with police officers all over the country.
Sonny, I think that your show strikes upon that real issue. We see and we hear of the emotion. But Congress seems to be in a vacuum, and in my opinion, has failed to act. It is statistically safer to walk the streets in Beirut, Lebanon, than Los Angeles, California. Policemen are outmanned, outgunned, and they're being killed. I think this, and as a Democrat, I agree with President Bush that we need the death penalty for those who take the lives of our law enforcement officers. Now, I've offered such a bill, and it doesn't stop there. It would provide for the death penalty or life imprisonment for any officer of the court, that anybody that would kill a judge or a prosecutor or any serial killer or any mass murderer. I don't think our taxpayers should be feeding these bums in jail, and I think this rehabilitation bunk should be thrown out the window. I think it's time that because America has tolerated murder, we have more of it than any other society in world history, and it's time to stop it. And that's my bill will do.
Okay. Tell me this. What would you say about people who say the death penalty is cruel and inhuman, and that punishment is too severe?
Now, I just listened to the cases of Greg and Donna and the chief. And who thinks about the victims in America? We go the final 9 yards to make sure that the criminal has all their rights. And we parole them sometimes, and the average length of stay for almost half of cop killers is 6 years in jail. That's an indictment on Congress, an indictment on our society. What I have to say is those people haven't experienced it, and they better get out of Disney World. If we do not take these types of action, and Congress does not move towards capital punishment in these types of cases, in my opinion, the lives of officers will be second-hand as far as society is concerned. You know, our officers, Sonny, they were not hired to die, and they were not appointed to die. They were appointed to protect society. Let's help them do that. Let's protect them, and let's give victims some rights in our country.
Very well said. And everybody just hang in there. There's a lot more to talk about. We'll be right back with all our guests and this wonderful audience.